for.
I think those are your two solid options, but...
Faramis into Melissa.
Okay. I was right at first. Why'd you make me doubt?
I'm sorry.
Me doubt myself.
It's an interesting pick.
I mean, it is technically a soft counter because once the Melissa goes ham, you can pop the NetherRealm and then boop, re-engage.
Of MWI group stages. This match does have a little bit of weight. It decides on the seeding. If Net Angels can tie the score, they will walk out of Group B in first place and get to go against a second place team, which is huge. And if Omega Empress get the sweep here, they will walk out of Group B in first place.
Facts.
Now, we talked about, or Leo talked about this Faramis, and I don't think it's as great as it could be, but it is some soft countering here. I think it's all gonna be about how the NetherRealm is used. We even saw it in some earlier series, even against the Minotaur. We saw Cloud9 actually use it in some games of using it as a reaction. When the knockup comes, you use it a little bit after, right? So I think there's some possibilities on how it can work in these fights, but it's definitely gotta be used right.
Let me tell you, some teams just pick it up. Yeah, you know, you think of NetherRealm, but do you remember the amount of damage?
Oh, you're right.
Faramis does. I mean, if I recall right, at one point it was like, I think it was in the
100,000.
142,000.
That was earlier today. Me and Leo, the Faramis got picked up, and I said, they've got damage, they've got a Faramis. And Leo goes, no. About halfway through the game, damage also, I go, Leo, look at this. He goes, obviously.
Obviously, look at that. Everyone flying up in the air. They're going to be in trouble now. She's trying to run away, but Murray will not get away from Vanilla. Now still fighting it out in the mid lane. Cassie on the run. One hit. What? Oh, the flicker comes through, but Amore won't be able to clean up the kill. Net Angels off to a good start.
First blood. That's huge. Big difference from last game, because last game it was about 2 or 3 kills into smart Omega Empress's hands before Net Angels even got anything, their only thing on the board at that. So good rotations, very clean, and that's what you can get with the Faramis. You have decent wave clear, you have great movement across the map, you pair that up with Vanilla on the Julian, and Ku on the Kufa, you got a pretty aggressive mid lane, and I think that's where they're gonna have to combat when it comes to smart Omega Empress, because that's where smart Omega Empress thrives. We saw it last time. Amore does a great job in the mid lane and being aggressive, so Net Angels answering back in game 2.
Ku gonna wait patiently here. Not Anyanami gonna spot her out, but still to fight for the turtle. It's gonna be Vanilla that cleans it up and finds it through. Not sure if they still want to fight this. Ku jumps in with the Kufra, but Halang will go up and get the kill. So hey, it's a little bit of a trade, at least for across the board here, but smart Omega Empress, you know, as they work towards this, as they work to try to get control here, I'm wondering especially how this Melissa is going to work. I mean, yeah, this is DOD Part 2. A day of debuts, just like we saw yesterday. And with the Melissa pick, I mean, it's something that's very interesting, even to the Masha to an extent. Like the Masha we haven't seen so much in MWI or even back in MSC. I mean, Masha is still a kind of niche pick, I would say, but it can work out. Now, previously and even leading into this whole tournament at EWC, Masha, we've seen it before with the
full damage, right?
Sky Piercer.
Oh yeah,
It becomes the Thunder. Yeah, it becomes like the
Thunder Sky Clap.
Thunder Sky Clap.
The Thunder Sky
The
Clap.
piercing clap.
The piercing clap. Yeah.
A lot.
3 lives of that. 3 whole health bars of thunder claps. It's a great song, I'm pretty sure. Don't remember it correctly, but Sakoshi might be in a little bit of trouble, and this is what you get from Shinoa. Shinoa already is known for bullying in the gold lane, but now on a hero that has some of the longest poke range in the game, it's going to be trouble for Sakoshi. And normally with the Harith, your value is your poke, right? You get that fission, you get that synchro fission, and you can clear waves while poking the enemy, but Shinoa's handling herself very well.
All right, a whole lot of focus here, obviously on this bottom side, but I don't think anything's really going to be forced unless they somehow utilize the Kufra pick for Ku. But they'll just call it off. Turtle's coming up here. They want to get this position. They want to get the favorable position to work around getting another objective. Like you said, what's at stake here, especially for Net Angels, if they can continue on the lead they've built themselves, 1.5K ahead. Turtles now going to be spawning, and this might be a little bit easier for them to control right now. You can also see here, too, Amore holding on to NetherRealm. Gonna force them back a little bit, but in the front side, and Murray gets the turtle. She cleans it up somehow, some way. Shadow kill already gonna be expended too, but still looking for the fight, looking for the kills. They go in with a flicker. Amore gonna be the first to fall, and now Ku able to get a kill on the roamer from Smart Mega Empress as Ku runs. There's the knockup with the chains.
Keisha?
Ayanami will go down. Keisha trying to get a kill. She goes in with the quad Shadow. Halang, I don't think she's gonna chase her down. All right, but man, Net Angels coming out swinging.
Keshi at least stops the blood there. Let's take a look at this replay. For a second, Omega thought they had it, but a beautiful Minoan's Fury paired up with that Netherrealm. Amore tries to staunch the bleeding as well with a Netherrealm of her own using the IMU, but that final hit right there, the damage comes in. Everyone gets hit by the chains. I mean, it was just dangerous, and Keshi looks for something in the chaos, but doesn't come out of it okay. But look at Smart Omega still putting pressure on 5 kills behind.
All right, Shadow Kill going to be used. I think they just want to put the pressure in this mid lane, and they're not going to get anything out of it, though. And yeah, I mean, even with that, the way that Ku is playing the Kufro right now, she's definitely playing it to the T. You can see this. Smart Omega still down, you know, still holding on to that lead here for Net Angels, 1.5k ahead, but they have all the kills that they need to work around this. You know, Smart Omega Empress not able to find one, which is kind of, in a sense, with the lineup they have, it's tough because you have a Hayabusa. They might get one here. Sakoshi pops the Vengeance under the Z-Force. Under the turret they go. Netherrealm now there to help them out. But now they go in with Minoan Fury and still going to battle it out. Sakoshi finally get a fall here. Ku also taking the blunt of damage. Has to run to the tier 2 turret. Cassie will survive again. Turret finally going to go down here. But at least Smart Omega finds one kill. They get on the board. Net Angels, though, they'll lose some more health here to this tier 2 turret. And now the turtle comes up as well.
Ku so close to turning that fight around, but close doesn't cut it. In Mobile Legends, Vanilla now.
Vanilla
Gone.
gone.
Vanilla gone.
Yeah, they
Vanilla
got
there.
her. Turret
Vanilla
2.
gone. Turret 2. Smart Omega Empress, even though they were behind a bit, even though, I mean, they're just getting the gold tied, but they're completely owning the map. It is blue right now.
Well, Ku jumps in, finds a target, not Ayanami. There's the Netherrealm going to be the response, and another one in response on top of it. Z-Force dropped down, but Shinoa unleashes on the members of Net Angels. They'll find a couple kills through it, plus the resources and an objective. Just a whole lot going in favor of Smart Omega now at the 7.5-minute mark. Under the turret they go once again. I set on this tier 1. They might want to force it. There's the Air Shatter combination. They dodge Ku, though. Jumping in, forced to use the rage. Minoan Fury from Murray, too, and Cassie will finally go down. She's escaped death a couple times, but not this time. And this is where the go signal comes in. Onward, over, 2 they go. Nanayami will go down eventually, but Vanilla 2, and that's a double for Keshi. Cleaning up the kill and the turret on top of it.
I'm not gonna lie, when we were talking about the Pheromones, there's one thing I completely forgot.
What's that?
They got a Valentina.
A Valentine.
They got a Valentina, which means they also have a Netherrealm, which doesn't just soft counter your soft counter, it hard counters your soft counter, especially paired up with everything else that Smart Omega Empress has.
That's a lot of counter.
That's a lot of counter. Whole lot of counter space for Smart Omega Empress. And they own it all.
Well, you know, what else they own? The fact that they have
A lot of items.
a lot of items. They got the gold lead now in their favor too. They've been pretty much at a deficit for, you know, the first 6 minutes of the game. But with how the past 2 minutes have gone, look what they've done. Who's going to charge up? They've got some information, of course, with this. I'm not sure if they actually want to press the situation, but look at all the damage too. We were wondering about Shinoa with this Melissa pick, how it would fit into this composition. It's doing wonders right now.
I mean, honestly, there's been thoughts about the Melissa, right? Because it can survive against a lot of what the current meta brings with the go away and everything. So if you can play it well, like Shinoa's doing, there's definitely room for it to fit, even in meta. And my guess is, depending on how gold lane bans continue, depending on how comps continue, this might not be the only time we see this in MWI, especially in Shinoa's hands, because normally this is a late game hero, but Shinoa's been able to farm. Shinoa's able to control the lane. 2 towers down in the gold lane. Shinoa's now involved in these fights. And with Murray sitting there holding down these big sets, you have such great peel. You have this box around her right now with the Edith, with Murray on the Minotaur. I mean, it's a problem.
It's definitely a problem. But right now, it's also a problem for Net Angels to not let this Lord just go in the hands of Smart Omega Empress. I mean, they still want to find out for it. They burned the flicker from Ku, though. So that's already a good start here. And like you mentioned earlier, you know, Amore, if they have another realm, we have one too. The work around that Flask of the Oasis picked up too. Sustainability now for Smart Omega's lineup is going to pay wonders here. The fact that they can heal through, and Ku could be in trouble here. Doesn't have a flicker, gonna get zoned in, zoned out. Netherrealm already gonna be popped. There's MWI and Fury. What a setup as Ku's gonna fall, and there's their own Netherrealm from Amore. Vanilla in trouble. Cassie falls down, runs with the enhanced sword, and will get back to base. But once again, a decisive win in that skirmish from Smart Omega Empress.
That is, I mean, the fact that Amore has that Netherrealm and uses it on the aggressive side, to where on the other hand, Cassie has to use it defensively. I mean, even seeing Ku using the Tyrant just to try to get away. I mean, looking helpless there, essentially, getting caught off, and Shinoa just continues to farm up 4-0-7. Lord just got taken. Golden Staff locked in for Shinoa. This is just going to become more and more troublesome. Net Angels on the brink right now. No, it is not a tournament life, but still, it's going to depend on a lot when it comes to that bracket seeding.
Let's see what they can do, how they can manage this, the push in. You can already see these tier 2 turrets going down too. And you're wondering too, I mean, even for Halang, you know, she's just trying to push in some of these side lanes, of course. But really, like, when is the Masha going to play that value? When is that damage that we talked about going to play its part? Her earlier itemization was a Blade of Hephaestus, I believe, first item, as she worked on her next. So we'll see if they're able to kind of hold this together, because this is the Lord now marching into the base, and the shields are down. So it looks like Smart Omega Empress wants to possibly get multiple turrets down. They're going to work on this mid win pretty quickly, just with the damage alone from Shinoa. We'll see if they fight it out. Once again, the onward of air. Shadow Ku could be in trouble. Gets knocked up into the air. Netherrealm already going to be expended from Amore. A couple of hits onto the base too. Keshi has to be careful. Halang waiting on the front side. Now Cassie on the run too. But that's Sakoshi just getting deleted once again. And as they try to keep it alive in the game, but Ku gonna get focused on. Shadow Kill already gonna be popped. Halang taking the shots out of the health bars, and they have to run back to base to heal up, but Ku will fall. Smart Omega Empress clean up the waves. Keshi finally goes down. What can Halang and Vanilla do? Cassie back for the right, but look at the damage coming out from Shinoa. Couldn't get the kill on Vanilla, but they'll just focus on the base, and that's all. That's it. That's all it's gonna be. Whoa, Shinoa can't finish it off just yet. She tried to get a couple kills. Cut the base, but it doesn't work. They get wiped out. It's a maniac. Net Angels.
What just happened?
What?
What just happened? Net Angels live to see another day. Vanilla. Not looking very vanilla right now. Looking savage, looking mean. Sakoshi as well. It's 5-man wipe. Net Angels back in the game.
Back in the game. I cannot believe it. One hit away. And as they would say, Song hitting a log. Look at the pop-pop of Kashi. Just gone.
You know, Smart Omega Empress, we had the interview earlier. They said they weren't on tilt, but that dive right there from Keshi looked a little tilting. It's 25 seconds till the Lord comes up. Net Angels have control, but there's still going to be minions crashing at the base. Smart Omega just got to keep their cool. They got to keep their calm. They still hold a gold lead. It's only about 1,000, but it's still control. They still have Shinoa, who is shredding. With the way that went, I don't even know how it happened exactly, but Net Angels hangs on that base. That thing had some plates on it, man. That base.
It's got some armor on that base, man.
Armor on it.
What kind of base does Net Angels have? I was sure that it was going to go down. I mean, even Muddles was dropped in, but hey, it's not enough. And you got to respect the fact that Net Angels still in the game, still fighting for it. Now we're looking at an even gold distribution as well between the two teams. That's big for them. You know, they pick up some key items with that, and it looks like they're just going to go ahead and let Halang push these side lanes like she's been doing for the majority of this game. And so at this point, you know, it's kind of a standoff. It looks like they're going to give the go on the Lord, though. Less than half health. Ku's going to jump in. There's a damage from Shinoa. They don't have enough to pop out. Rage already going to be used, but it's Vanilla that gets the Lord. MWI and Fury going to be popped up. Sakoshi goes down, but that's the Sky Piercer power, and Vanilla falls as well. 3 down for Net Angels. And it looks like Smart Omega Empress is just going to run it down mid. There's only about a half health on this turret. They're going to work through the Lord here and then the base. Ku and Cassie here to help them out.
They do have Cassie for Cell. Ku's going to be down. Cassie should be able to help clear here. They may be okay, but it's going to be hard.
Halang there alongside Casey, trying to keep it together. Halang, sacrificial, will go down, and the base is going to be worked on. It took a little bit longer, but Smart Omega Empress will finally take the series, take the game.
It started off slow, but Omega Empresses, like the diesel engine they are, got it in gear, and they're riding in the jeepney right now.
Who was it?
That was Irithel.
Okay. Pop
Come on.
quiz. Pop quiz.
Don't
but
do this to
I
me,
didn't get
Rachel.
to this time. But thank you, Cheryl, for that. And you're gonna have to show us your voice lines later on, unless you want to do it now, or you want to go into the analysis first.
Save the best for last.
All right, let's go.
Let's talk about this matchup again. The soft counter to the soft counter to the hard counter, which had some moments, honestly. You'll see here how Smart Omega Empress almost ended, almost at about 12 minutes. But just as Joseph and Herbert were flabbergasted by that moment, I think that Angels saw a little glint in their eyes where they could have finished. But glad that it was just in the early game that they couldn't run it down mid, right? Almost, actually, almost it ended right.